Salutations. Welcome to another installment of your favorite podcast, the Del Ryan Report. I am Ryan Humor and...
Hey, man, it's the ever so clever, the man with many endeavors, your favorite podcast host, Mr. About Delltime. What's up, G?
What's poppin', man? Hey, I'll tell you what's poppin'. These Warriors, man. Warriors, man.
Yeah, you ain't never lied.
These Warriors be like, I'm just saying, man. All I'm saying is that if they do want to do that trade and mess around and bring Rudy over, and we get like a real big man, bro, niggas is gonna stop. You seen the pool party last? You seen the pool party?
The pool party was lit. Hey, bro, that's how you know summer coming in. When you see the pool start opening up like that and start just dropping 30-something on some people, you know what I'm saying? Having the most buckets scored on the whole entire floor when you got infinite amount of superstars. You got Nokovic on one side of the court. You got fucking Steph Curry who came back. You know what I'm saying? You got Draymond Green. And then you got Clay over there balling. And not to mention, you got old, but always reliable Iggy Iguodala over there balling it up too. So, I mean, to see the young guy Jordan Poole just come through and do what he do really, 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 really just, brought nothing but smiles, brought nothing but just, when you go through certain struggles and you start to think about the certain struggle that you go through and you say, damn, sometimes it got to be a sunny end on this, but then you go through that struggle and you realize that struggle was something that was good for you. See, we struggled when Curry was gone. We struggled when Clay was gone. But all of that was able to turn around and give us the confident Jordan Poole that we have at this particular time. And this is a time that we're going to really need him, especially going into this playoff run with some of these teams, of course, that have built up that young camaraderie, like that young charisma that they have, because a lot of these teams are built around young players, energetic. I mean, like you got Memphis Grizzlies in there, you got the Pelicans in there, you got the Suns still in there, you got a bunch of these guys who are young with a lot of chemistry. And right now, to see our young guys really balling it up really meant a lot for me, man. So when you talk about that pool party, man, I was there. I was happy to have my floaties. I was happy to just be safe and feeling the ride. You feel me?
Yeah, man, that's well said. He was balling. It was very, I wanted to see, what did I want to see? I wanted to see vintage Warriors in one way, but then I also just wanted to kind of see them just like hang 30 on the team so that they didn't have to play the whole game, which worked out well. Steph Curry got to get in there and just get warm a little bit, just get a few sexy drops in there, like a little 1-2. Draymond got to scream a little bit. And Jordan was balling. Yeah. Jordan was balling. He's mentioned, Klay Thompson mentioned he was just super impressed with how much Jordan has put the team on his back in the past couple of years, because ain't nobody, like you said, ain't nobody really been around. So he's able to like step up to a lot of that adversity. And that's super cool, man, because honestly, to get a score like that, that's hard to find. That's hard to find in-house. You know what I mean? Right. Not that I'm not biased against trading or people moving teams, nothing like that. It's just hard to find. It's hard to draft that. Go, oh, we got one. It's not usually how it goes. And usually when you do get one, it's like, well, how does this work with our other teammates? Like when you're the Wizards and you draft Bradley Beal, you're like, well, how are we going to do this with John Wall? You know what I mean? Like Steph Curry is so unselfish and also doesn't need the ball that long. That's like, yeah, you can shoot too, bro, because I pull up from half when I do need to rock. I don't need a dribble for 400 months. Like Kyrie is the illest, and AI is the god, but they need to rock a long time. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, if they give the rock, it's like, yeah, you can have it. I only have it for 1 minute a day anyway. Right. So the way they be shooting the ball. So yeah, man, it was really good to watch. It was the first. I didn't get the stat on it, but it was the first basketball playoff game in San Francisco in like 1,000 years, because the last basketball playoff game was probably at like
June 2019.
Was that were we in Chase in 2019? No, we wasn't in Chase.
No, you're right.
Right. So they were saying I think the last playoff basketball game was either at Kezar or at Cow Palace for the Warriors that had the Native American symbol. So shout out to them. And it looked real lit in there. You know what I mean? I know. Me and About Delltime was gonna pull up. We just had other stuff to do, because y'all know we be at the game. Like we just be at the game, bro. Like I'm surprised, man. But it just life happened.
You know how it happened.
It just happened. We was gonna pull up though. Trust.
Right.
We trust. Like I had looked at the tickets and the way they was set up for playoff prices. In my mind, I was like, see, this is doable, but like the way things today, I don't want to do it today, but I could do it. I could have pulled up. You know what I mean? It's like when you see a Bentley, you be like, see, I don't feel like driving today. That's how I felt. You know what I mean? So
you felt like driving your Honda today.
That's what I'm saying. And then when I saw the playoff tickets, I was like, I will go. But today I feel like watching on the big screen. But if I felt like going, it would have been nothing to a boss. It would have been nothing to me. Bro, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, yes.
A lot of times when it comes to the basketball stuff, we say, wait, before I get into that, how'd you like the play-in, dog? This is my first time paying attention to the play-in. Did you enjoy, or have you been enjoying the play-in tournament?
Yeah, I've been liking it. I think it reminds me of like some college basketball type of feel to it a little bit. You know what I mean? It gives those teams that might not have been on the radar as far as being in the playoffs an opportunity to or maybe were on the radar, but just, fell short coming to the end of the season. The opportunity to show that they still got it or they got to push for it. So I liked it. I thought it was really, really dope. It was exciting. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, like, it was even exciting to see like the Nets. It was exciting to see them kind of ball up. Honestly, it was really, really exciting to see that. I mean, it was exciting to see the Timberwolves. I mean, the Timberwolves, to see Cat, to see the young boy, even Pat Bev. I mean, to see all of them just really, pull through and get an opportunity to make the 7th seed was really, really dope. The Pelicans. I think it was dope, man. I like it. I hope they keep it in. I mean, of course they are, but I like it. I think it really gives a more competitive feel to the game. Not to say that it wasn't ever competitive, but just a little bit more of it.
Nah, bro. Nah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It does make it more competitive because here's the thing, right? When you're tanking to like get out, when you're tanking to like, because you're like, yo, we ain't got it. We just gonna save it for next season. You're gonna tank to get all the way out of 8th.
Right.
That's why you be having teams that make it. You have some teams that claw in at 8th because they really want to make it, but some teams get at 8th and be like, we finna get dogged by the Warriors, bro. I don't want to be here. Like that. I'm not gonna say that's all the time, but that's like 85% of the time, right? Well, I'm gonna say that's 15% of the time. I'm gonna say 85% niggas really want to ball. But I think if you're a 10th seed, you're like, bro, like we only out by one game and they suck. And then sometimes I feel like you'd be a 10th seed team and something just happened the last 2 road games. Like, bro, we supposed to be an 8th. And the AC team is like, bro, we don't even want to play. We want to go to Cancun next week. It's like, all right, well, you know what? Well, y'all got to play. So you take this L real quick. 10th seed team's like, yeah, nigga, we balling, right? And the 10th seed team accidentally beat them. Like, damn it, we wanted to go to Cancun, bro. We ain't supposed to be here. So I think it brings everybody together in like a weird way where it's like, nah, bro, y'all here to ball. And then the other team, and I also feel like it's dope for like that top seed team because it's like they really get a bye week, like in NFL. Yeah. Like you really get a bye to just chill. It's like it's a wild card situation. So it's dope because the teams that barely miss it by one game, they get a shot, and then the fans kind of just get to hang around and watch like a 1-loss elimination and learn about some new teams that they didn't know was good. Like who knew the Cavs was going to be in the playoffs? You know what I mean? And people get to sit back and chill. Like Kevin Love's on that team, and I think. It's just
thought he retired.
I thought he retired too. He be talking about they was like Kevin Love, how you feel about like Bronny and like LeBron coming back to play. He's like, I think everybody would love to see him here if they came back and play. I'm like, bro, like what did you talk? You still for to be there in 3 years? Like you should be working on your escape plan, Kevin Love. Right. Like you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, I liked it, bro. I do hope they keep. I hope no one complains about like we want more. We don't like it. Like I think that's fire. I think it's fire to even get people to extend their season a little bit more and even have the dope teams even get to rest up some more. I think it's hard. The question I was going to ask you was this, though. A lot of times people are like, "Who's your dark horse favorite? Who do you want to win the championship besides your team?" About Delltime, if you could choose any team that didn't make it, what team would you choose? I'm gonna ask you this, Mr. About Delltime. Which 2 teams would you hate to see win the championship this year? One that you want, one that you don't want to see win, and one that doesn't deserve shit.
Okay, that's a good question. That's a great question. One I don't want to see win, to be honest with you. Damn, this is gonna sound. I really don't want to see. This is gonna sound so fucked up, but I don't want to see the Bucks win again.
Okay.
I can give a little bit more explanation on that.
Walk me through it.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take the Bucks back. I would, because you know who I would rather see not win over them. I would not rather see. Damn, that's another hating, but I don't want to see the Sixers win. I don't want to see the Sixers win. I know that is yeah, I'll tell you what, but so I don't want to see the Sixers win. And I think if there was one team that I think that doesn't deserve to be there, honestly, to keep it a buck, if I looked at the way this list is right now, Minnesota doesn't deserve to be there.
Okay. All right. Tell me why. Okay, wait. So all right, so Minnesota don't deserve shit, and you'd hate to see the Sixers win.
Right. All right, so let me start with the Sixers. I don't want to see the Sixers win because I don't want people who felt like this was a good ass like trade and everything like that, and they be like, oh, look, see, Harden, he just need and I don't want everyone to start bailing Harden out this year. Because what's going to end up happening if he wins this year, and all it was that he needed Joel Embiid, right? Like then, what's going to end up happening? This is a hate on is really because Joel Embiid is balling, but I would hate to see Harden win a championship on Joel Embiid's back. So that would be kind of fucked up and now people would throw it on and be like, see. Like either it's gonna bring this whole argument. It's gonna almost bring a Kobe Shaq kind of situation going on to a point where like, well, Harden then next gonna come out and try to play even harder to be the guy next year. You feel me? And then Joel Embiid, then it's just not going. It's nothing that's gonna be no longevity behind it because it's not gonna be something that we're gonna see again. If I'm correct, like I kind of want to see a championship where it's like next year they're a threat again. I just don't see them being. If they win this year, they won't be a threat next year. So that's to kind of sum it up. The reason why I don't want to see them win is because if they win this year, they won't be a threat next year. They'll be more easier. And then also, I just think then they'll be talking about how Ben Simmons, it's just going to be more hate on Ben Simmons. It's going to be, I just feel like with the Sixers, it's just going to be a lot of negativity that the media is going to portray on other players. They're going to say KD wasn't right. It's going to be too much hate on a lot of different players if they win the championship. Because it's almost this Harden and Joel Embiid versus everybody type shit.
Damn, that's heavy, bro. That's heavy. Let me before you get in your next one, let me touch on this a little bit. So here's the thing. So I was almost like I had all these points, right? I had all these points about how James Harden isn't respected. James Harden isn't respected. So if he did win, it would be like Westbrook winning the Lakers. Like we know your track record. You've been to hella teams. Also, like Joel Embiid also is MVP. But what I don't want to hear is like this is where you got me. I'm not here for the Simmons hate. I'm not here for no more Simmons hate. And if they win, it's gonna be somewhat Simmons hate. And one of my points was like, bro, if James Harden wins with Embiid, they're gonna be like, nah, bro. It don't count because Kevin Durant's championships from the Golden State don't count. But to our point that we said a while ago, because James Harden don't say nothing, they just gonna write the narrative like, see, KD couldn't even win with Harden, and Harden was out of shape. And then, yeah, no, you're right. I'm not ready for that narrative. I don't want it. I do think I would believe that if they did win, like people would see how dope Embiid was and be like, all right, this is more like a Shaq Penny situation. Like, all right, like Embiid was close. Embiid was real close, and they got a guard that could get him close, and they won the championship. They didn't. Obviously, Penny and Shaq didn't win the chip, but they went to the chip. I mean, they went to they went to the chip, and then Shaq got dogged against Hakeem Olajuwon. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so you're right, man. And then there's this, bro. One thing I don't like. This is really weird. Like, this is weird because I don't like when people win one-off championships either. Like, I like dynasties, right? When we were younger, and we were like littler, like real littler. Right, I used to like the Knicks, but I didn't like the Knicks. I just like Larry Johnson, Latrell Sprewell. I thought they was cold. And Patrick Ewing, I just thought they was cold to me, right? So when the Spurs beat them during the lockout season, I was like, man, Spurs ain't never gonna do nothing again once these weak ass chip. And then they got more chips. I'm like, all right, I respect that old shit. Same thing as when Drew Brees and them won the Super Bowl. I was like, bro, get the fuck out of here. I was mad, bro. I was mad because I think they beat Peyton Manning. They beat the Colts. And I was like, come on, dog. I want to see Peyton win the Peyton one is worth more than this one-off championship. I hate one-off championships, bro. I didn't know you. I know you 20 plus years. I didn't know that you hated one-off championships as much as I do. I hate one-off championships. Get them discount Ross championships out of here. That's what I'm saying. So Nah, man, I respect this argument, man. I respect it. What was your next one?
And then my next one was just Minnesota. So like,
okay, tell me why they don't deserve shit.
Minnesota just don't belong there, bro. They don't belong there. These dudes, it's like, I'm not gonna sit here. Like, I did give them their props, and I gave them their props. I was like, the young boy, I can't even think of his name right now, but the one that got the little singles, he raw.
Anthony Towns?
No, not Anthony Towns. Anthony Towns is cool, but I'm talking about the other dude that Pat Bev was like, he the next Jordan. Okay. Like making these crazy ass statements that he just making. I just don't want to see them go there because they remind me, low key, bro, like with them having Pat Bev now, it's almost like them having Jimmy Butler, but like a discount Jimmy Butler. So I don't think they deserve it, bro. Like if y'all couldn't do that shit with Jimmy, y'all don't deserve to do this shit. Because look, and another reason why is because Jimmy, right? Jimmy went and brought the motherfucking brought the Heat to the playoffs a few different times since he's been over there. You know what I'm saying? Got them to a championship, all of that shit. So I think like honestly, I just don't want to see Pat Bev's shenanigans this year. I don't even want to see that. And I don't want him to end up him playing against us on some bullshit and then fucking hurting Steph out there on some bullshit just because. I just don't want to see the bullshit. And honestly, I don't think they deserve it. I don't think they have it. I don't like their whole team. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't like your whole team. Fuck all y'all. I don't like none of y'all motherfuckers over there. Like, fuck all y'all.
That's real talk. Okay, so the Minnesota Timberwolves don't deserve shit.
They don't deserve shit.
And then you'd hate to see the Sixers win.
And I hate to see this.
That's good analysis, man. I didn't know you was gonna be that ready for that question. I didn't know, man. You got me rethinking everything. To be real, bro. Like, to be real, who I would hate to see it. Just to your point earlier, I would hate to see the Bucks win again.
Yeah,
I would hate to see the Bucks win again, and because here's the thing, like Giannis is outstanding. The thing with Giannis is that because he's so mild-mannered, like in there, the Bucks and their team is just so like just the buckery, they get treated like the Spurs. So they're not gonna matter until they win like 5 championships, and then people still ain't gonna care. Like, do you understand that like young cats don't know who Tim Duncan is, but they know who MJ is? Mm-hmm. Like that's crazy to me. Like, people know who Michael Jordan is, people know who Magic Johnson, people don't know who Tim Duncan is. That's crazy. Like, when Michael Jordan left, the Spurs won the next year. Like, the years that the Lakers, the years that the almighty Kobe wasn't winning, Tim Duncan was winning. Like, that's what it was, but nobody knows who nobody knows who they are. So just, it's weird because I'm not going to sit here in front like I hate media hate, but some of it is definitely, some of it's superfluous, and then some of it is 100% necessary. Like, it helps me to be like, this shit is funny. I like the way they talking that shit. And sometimes I'm like, yo, y'all being mad disrespectful. So when they pile on Ben Simmons and pile on Kyrie, that shit get boring after a while. But y'all don't even talk about the Bucks when they good. Right. I hate to see them win it. Not that they don't deserve it. I would just hate to see them win it because it's like, man, it's like almost like the Rams winning the Super Bowl and then Odell not really playing because they still talking about the Cowboys. We still talking about the Browns. What? Like, what? And that's why I'm saying we need star power to win a championship in the NBA because honestly, dog, they still talking about the Lakers right now. So somebody dope got to win that's gonna talk that shit. So really, it's like, to be 100. Like, I'm not gonna say who I would like to see win, but I will throw that in there. I'll throw that in at the end and let you know exactly why I want them to win. All right, so that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that the Bucks, I hate to see them win. Love you, Giannis, but I hate this. I love that man's name. I have a baby and name my baby Giannis. This is a cool ass name, man. And the team that don't deserve shit is the Celtics, man. They don't deserve shit. They don't deserve shit. And the thing is, this is why I'm gonna explain this. Ever since like KG went to the Celtics and they started feeling KG and Ray Allen, and they went to the Celtics and they helped Paul Pierce and then Kendrick Perkins and all this shit, and they just been riding this whack ass fame bandwagon for a long time. I'm tired of them being good. They hurt Kyrie. I'm sick of them. Like, I'm tired of them being good. I'm tired of them hanging around. They just hanging around. Like, they just hanging around. They didn't let Jason Tatum out of his contract so the Warriors could have him. He wastes his talent over there. And they just been around for too long. They need to take a long break. I need them to be just gone for like 5-6 years and then come back with people that we never seen before. That's what I want in my life. I need them to disappear for a minute because I can't. They don't deserve shit. And you know what people are like? Well, why are you hating on the Celtics? Cause bro, like once the Celtics start winning, yo, the Celtics have an interesting bandwagon because they already had this. They already had this one bandwagon because Paul Pierce was really good when he during that year. He was like he was in like a dope rookie class with him, Jason Williams, and Vince Carter, right? Antoine Jameson too, I believe. And these Celtics fans came out of nowhere because of Paul Pierce, and they start winning games, and then they came out of nowhere more and more and more. And then they got KG, and one of my best friends was like, "Oh, nigga, I'm a Celtics fan now." Like, no, you're not. You was a Minnesota fan. And then they got this weird bandwagon that's gonna come out of nowhere. It's gonna come out of nowhere. It's gonna start oozing out of places. You know what the Celtics bandwagon is like, Dale? I'm explaining what the Celtics bandwagon is like. It's like give me a second, hold on. Who is it like? It's like, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it. It's like the Green Bay bandwagon. It's like the California Green Bay bandwagon. It just start coming out. It start oozing out. Because there's a California Green Bay bandwagon. I get it. They're an old team. They've been around for a while, just like the Celtics. But when the Packers get to be like 11 and when they get to be like 11-2, once the Packers win 10 games, the California Packer bandwagon start just oozing out of place. They start just coming out of your ceiling and they like Slimer from Ghostbusters just start coming through the wall. I don't want to see it.
Wayne start putting cheese heads on his head. Like
exactly, it start being in all the raps. Like I don't want to hear them. I'm not ready for it. So yeah, they don't deserve shit. That's where I'm at with it. Now
I'm throwing cannons like Brett Favre.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want the raps going to change. I don't want to deal with none of it. Lloyd Banks just had one like I put a G on your head like the Packers. I don't want to deal with none of it. So I'm ready for. Maybe I just don't like green tea. I like green, but I don't like. Yeah, I'm not ready to deal with it. What were you going to interject and say before I ask you my other question?
I wanted to say that the guy that I was referring to on the Timberwolves was Anthony Edwards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they be trying to rank him up like he Jordan.
All right, look, man. Let me tell you this though. He
wrong.
Okay?
He wrong. I ain't hating on him, but he wrong.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not hating on you at all. Let me before I ask you now. Now, obviously, other than the Warriors, I think I know who you're gonna say. But other than the Warriors, if you could just pick a team and say y'all win a championship, done, who would it be?
Other than the Warriors,
I know who you're gonna say.
Y'all pick a championship. I don't think you know who I'm gonna say because
I know who you're gonna say. Because I'm gonna guess, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna say, bro. I'm gonna say Atlanta. I'm gonna say Atlanta because Trae Young reminds you of Allen Iverson and your little brother.
No, I wasn't gonna say Atlanta, but that's
okay.
that you make me think of that. That is good. But honestly, I was gonna say Lily right now, if they could just win the championship right now and it just be done for them.
Just be done.
And it just be done. The Suns.
Oh man, that's what's up. That's true.
Like I think like one, if we, Chris Paul, I would hate to see Chris Paul leave this league with no ship ever, especially being the fact that Sterling, blocked him from being able to play with Kobe in that year. And just the fact, bro, like low-key, he's been staying under the radar. He's also just shown that, he's one of those players who I feel like he, like what they would like, he won't get respected that it wasn't this huge thing with him going to the Suns at first and him and Devin Booker being able to team up. But it's almost like he's shown that his wisdom of the game can help young players look even more great. Yeah. Because Devin Booker looks so much more great. Like he was already great. We've seen him drop crazy amount of buckets, right? But now that he's playing with Chris Paul, we're even seeing him get to this higher level of game and things like that. And just I like the sportsmanship, the team feel over there. And honestly, I ain't gonna even lie to you. One thing I'll say this too. The Suns have some dope ass jerseys. And it would be dope. It would be dope. Like if a team in California is not going to win it, then let a team that's next to California win it. Arizona be lit. Arizona be going dope. It'll be cool to see people. It's coming to the summertime. People be out with their Suns jersey on. People bring back some Charles Barkley. It'll be nice to, you know what I'm saying? And just a lot of like, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot of the feel. It might even bring back some kind of like summer feel. Just if they were to win, if I'm really just being real, if they were to win, just the colorness of their jerseys and things like that would make summer feel like summer. People be rocking out like, you rocking that, that Devin Booker jersey, that shit dope. I ain't gonna lie, I'll probably go cop me a Devin Booker jersey. They win.
Man, hey, you on point today, man. Hey, look, check it out. You know what's so fire, right? It's like you. So when you remember the year you from the town, obviously you remember this. You remember the year when the Patriots beat the Raiders in the snow game. They said they were cheating the shit. People said that it was a conspiracy because of 9/11, so they had to have.
Yeah, I still believe that. I think I was going to start at that.
Right. I'm thinking that because this is our first summer after COVID and it's our first summer, it only makes sense for a team called the Suns to win.
Right.
Like they're called the Suns. Like it just makes sense. Like they're called the Suns. Like no, and you're right, bro. You're right. Of all the NBA jerseys, no matter what the NBA try to do to these jerseys and destroy them, no matter what they try to do, the Suns do got like some solid jerseys. The Suns are one of the rare teams because the Suns are one of the rare teams because they're an expansion team from like the late 80s, early 90s. Their throwback jersey isn't ugly and it's timeless. Mm-hmm. Like the Suns, the Magic, the Raptors, their jerseys are so like their jerseys were made in the time where they fit now and they fit then versus like a Celtics or like an old Bulls jersey, for example. You got some good examples. I think a good reason for a dope reason for Chris Paul to be able to win as like an OG is that when Chris Paul wins, it'd be a championship that like he won because like he played. Like a lot of these some of the older dudes, when they win, they be on the team, but they ain't like playing. Mm-hmm. Versus like when Jason Kidd won with the Mavs, he was balling, like he was in the game. Like they played the game. Versus like when you got like a Gary Payton or like a Jason Williams championship and you like on the Heat as like you like there, but you ain't really there. Now, only problem with Chris Paul winning is that I think the positivity gods, I think like the underdog gods may not let him win. Because when you be in these situations where like this so-and-so last season, they pushing this is last season to get it. It's the last season. Happened with Reggie Miller, happened with Chris Mullin. Happened with John Stockton, happened with Karl Malone, happened with Patrick Ewing. Just, we got to get one for the guy. And it's like, nah. But the difference between all of them is that Chris Paul has more control over the game than they do. And he got scores on the team. And you're right, man. The reason why I would definitely say he's someone who, if anyone like, not necessarily like deserves a ring, but it belongs on their resume is because he's helped so many people be great. So like he be around. If y'all haven't seen Chris Paul's track record for what he does around big men, like check it out, man, because he be putting big dudes on a map that I'm not gonna say that you never heard of, but when Chris Paul was like balling with Tyson Chandler on the New Orleans Hornets, like bruh, like he was an all-star. Right. Chris Paul made DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin look like gods. Have y'all heard it? Like, what have y'all heard about them lately? And obviously they older now, but before Chris Paul got there, Mo Williams used to throw Blake Griffin alley-oops, here and there. But I'm saying like the way Chris Paul had that team running, he had to set up dope. Yeah. And so when you put Chris Paul in these places, like these things pop off. So you're right, man. I mean, it would be cool to see. Hopefully the hate and you, like you said, like hopefully just get it over with and we ain't got to deal with it no more. Like, and I respect it. Here's the thing. I don't think that is going to happen for him, and he's going to go down as somebody that's just known for being great, but didn't get a ring. And one of those people, and what I mean by that is like, you so good, nobody talks about you not winning. I'm not talking about Charles Barkley. You know what I'm talking about, Dale?
AI.
Mark Jackson.
Oh, Mark Jackson. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Point God. Like, right. And people knew how raw you was. Like, we know that you're supposed to have one. We get it. Like, we get it. Like, because in the sense of like with AI, it's like, all right, well, with AI, like there's a bunch of shit that you can say, like, well, if you took less shots and then went to this team and did this, you could have won this thing. But like the way like CP3 and Mark Jackson, like they're the point God. They're in charge of the whole game. All I can work with is what you bring me here. That's all I can do. Like, and I can make my 3-pointers, make my free throws. I can play defense, but all I can do is what you bring me here. So niggas like, we know you're supposed to have one. Same thing with John Stockton. Like, we get it, dog. We know you're supposed to. We know you were just in an era where you were in the LeBron era or you was in the Jordan era. So I think there's like not an instant pass, but people look at Mark Jackson like, nah, we know. And
but
I think that's how they'll look at. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I know Reggie's a gonna be above Devin in this conversation. However, I just gotta say, having Devin Booker though may change your fate because, and not to mention having Devin Booker, JaVale McGee. I know a lot of people think of JaVale McGee as Shaq and a fool and all of that different things. However, like you mentioned, the way that Chris Paul works with these big men and the way he makes them look. This is the thing about JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee them bounced around a few different teams, and he's got to play with some of the greatest. Right. He's got an opportunity to play with Curry. We made him look good every 5 minutes that he got on the floor with us. He went to go play with. Won a ring actually. Then he went to go win a ring with the Lakers. I mean, for some reason, I felt like the reason why they would end up doing this because you got somebody who keeps going to these different teams and keep winning the ring. Not saying that he's the reason why, but maybe, you know what I'm saying?
I'll give you that. That's an interesting pattern. I'll give you that. And also, like, and to your point, like, yeah, he was on that like Shaq and the fool stuff, and like they squashed it because he felt like he was getting bullied by them. Like, yo, you're messing up my media persona, bro. I'm not about to be on your. I'm not about to be on there every day. The real thing is like if bro was an actual clown, he wouldn't be in the league. Mm-hmm. Like if bro was an actual clown, the Lakers wouldn't have overpaid him to steal him from us. Right. So even like once the Suns that got DeAndre Ayton, I was like, bro, he needs DeAndre Ayton. Once I got DeAndre Ayton, I was like, bro, he needs like a Chris Paul or something. Not that I like predicted the trade. I was like, he just needs a point guard. He'd be like, yo, you got to be there and watch me just, as Magic would say, like, watch me do what I could do for you. So yeah, man, that's a good pick, man. I definitely respect it. Let me tell you this. This is who I want to win. If the Warriors can't win, this is who I want to win. And this is gonna piss you off, but you know who I want to win. You know who I want to win, bro.
The Sixers.
I want to win. Nah, man. If I had to pick a team and be like, y'all win. I want Pat Beverly to win. And look, bro, let me explain.
Why?
Let me explain.
Your brother, I already know why.
Look, I want the Timberwolves when because look, like I'll be telling you about the promo tapes, right? I'll be like, bro, the promo tape, the Minnesota Timberwolves parade is gonna go crazy. And the thing is, right? Snow. The thing is, like, when it comes to people, when it comes to like camaraderie for like OGs and like new players, KG and Pat Bev would just talk so much shit. Oh, yeah. Like they would just talk. And then Karl Anthony Towns, he got Jordan Woods, the girl from the Kardashian clique, and they just gonna be all over TV just talking all the shit. And it's just gonna be so wild. Like just because Pat Bev would just be at the Clippers like talking shit, he'd be texting Curry like random pictures of trophies. Be like, I told y'all I could do it. Y'all can't name no other guard out here except me. Pat Bev is essentially the Ray Lewis of the first Ravens championship from, I think it was 2000 and I think it may have been 2001. I could be wrong. But from that championship when all you can name is Trent Dilfer and Ray Lewis. In this team, all people can name, if just off the rip, if we were, you name Cat and you name Pat Bev. And Pat Bev is about to be talking so much shit. Like about that one time I won the championship. Y'all won the championship? Y'all remember my championship, right? Remember that one time we won the championship? He'd be in people's faces.
He'd basically be Kenny Smith.
It would be.
That's basically
in a way, he would be Kenny Smith. Like y'all remember that one time I played with Elijah Wan, right? Look, when me and Dream, when I was with Dream, bro, man, listen, let me tell you about when I was with Dream. Like that's what it'd be. Let me tell you about when I used to play with Cat. Because when I was with Cat, bro, because that's how Kendrick Perkins be doing with his one championship. That's exactly. How he be doing the same thing. So exactly. I kind of also there's this, right? I kind of want to see. I would enjoy like another defensive player just be in the face of a team. I like that. Like even when Draymond is like the face of our team.
Then vote for Jimmy to do that.
Jimmy is a bucket getter too. He's an offense. He stops people, but he averages like 20.
Him and Pat Bev are low key the same person.
Nah, bro. Jimmy be getting buckets. They call him Jimmy Buckets.
They do call him Jimmy. Name. I made that up for him.
Bro, you gonna do this whole episode?
I made that up for him. Like one day I was talking to him. I was like, Jimmy, bro. You know, we were just shooting around. He
Okay.
was just hitting. I was like, bro, I'm gonna start calling you Jimmy Buckets. He was like,
that's what you said. What team was he on when you made up that name?
This one he was on Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was D Rose playing still or not?
Nah, D Rose wasn't playing because
word.
No, D Rose wasn't playing, and D Rose was he was hurt.
Oh, okay.
He was hurt.
So Jimmy
was. And this is when Jimmy actually stepped up. And became and started to become the likeness. He never really become the face yet, but he started to become the likeness of Chicago. He started to be the identity of what Chicago basketball was coming to. That gritty kind of like that when he played there, because D Rose was out. That's when he had hurt his Achilles. So this is when Jimmy was getting in, and I was hitting him the ball because I went up there.
Where was y'all at?
We was in Chicago.
Y'all was in Chicago. Okay.
It was in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And then I went over there and I was just, giving him the ball and stuff like that. And he was just like, and I was just telling him like, bruh, they're going to start calling you Jimmy Buckets, bro.
Where was y'all at though?
Huh? We were doing in the shoot around.
At where though? Like where?
United
where?
Center.
Nigga, where?
The United Center.
Y'all was doing shoot around at the stadium, not at the practice facility?
No, this was before the game.
Oh, y'all shooting around before the game?
Yeah, because he was warming up.
Oh, okay. And you warm up with him because you was gonna play too, or you was just?
No, I wasn't gonna play. I was just there. I was just there to be encouragement.
Why were you in Chicago? Period.
Me and Jimmy cool like that. He would flew me down.
Okay. Have you been to Miami yet to see him or not?
I don't be going to Miami and stuff like that no more, just because you know how Miami is for me. So.
Okay. What about? Did you visit him in Minnesota or not?
Minnesota, it'd be cold. He was like, yo, he be caring about like my health. I got asthma. So he was like, the asthma, the coldness might mess with your throat. And, he don't want to get no sick, saying like that.
He looking out for you.
Yeah, we good friends. Me and him and Jimmy.
That's cool. How has he gotten better without your encouragement over so many years?
Oh, we talk FaceTime now, with COVID and the way it's been, So like we just talk on FaceTime. I just, let him know before the games. We pray, get to Allah, you know what I'm saying? Do what we can, you know what I'm saying? And, make him stronger. Jimmy Buckets.
That's cool, man. That story.
That's his Muslim
That story
name.
sounds authentic. His Muslim name is Buckets. His Muslim name is Buckets. Okay, got it. Cool. I mean, that's good to know, man. Like honestly, like that's
Buckets. They call him Jimmy Shabazz Buckets.
That's, you know what? That makes sense. Now that I really put all it together, man, it makes sense. I'm gonna ask you about something that doesn't make sense to me. Let me ask you this.
Tell me.
Recently, not recently. It's just the other day. So yeah, super recently. But they saying Young Buck went bankrupt, right? Okay. And they're saying that his bankruptcy may lead to him having to like give away his gold teeth. Like, so when he went bankrupt, a GoFundMe was started for him because he was like, hey, here's some money, Young Buck. But apparently he has a Rolls Royce. He got like a Ford F-150, he has a motorcycle, and he has a chain, obviously, and that's gold teeth. And they're like, yo, but he was stunting with it while also saying he ain't got no money. So let me ask you this, Dell. And this is another thing about this rap situation. 6ix9ine is back. Tekashi 6ix9ine is back, taking over the world. He dropped a new music video yesterday. But rumors was around that he didn't have $20 for gas the other day. So he was asking Whack 100 for gas. That was the rumor. But he also owed people money. Mm-hmm. When 50 Cent owed people money, he said he was broke too. So Dale, is Young Buck really broke, or is this story just out so like he don't get sued? Because to give away your gold teeth, though, that's kind of wild, bro. Or is he just broke?
I mean, listen to me. There are different levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? At one point in life, Donald Trump was walking around talking about he was broke. Obviously, we know he's not broke. 50 has, I'm broke. We know he's not broke. However, Young Buck is broke, bro. Like we're not gonna sit there. I mean, 6ix9ine may play it out with 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine might be low on funds, but we know 6ix9ine is a troll. So when him talking about $20 for gas to ask somebody that to it's more about him trying to be back in the news because he has a song dropping to tell people that he's broke, and then in the song probably have a whole bunch of stunt and shit that he shouldn't be having anyway. Fake guns, Gucci's, all the type of shit.
Actually, you know what? Let me tell real quick. Have you seen a new 6ix9ine video?
I have not, no.
So the first half of it is like the standard 6ix9ine, rainbows, people shaking their booty, everything. Mm-hmm. Then halfway through the video, it's like a low budget house party. It's crazy. So maybe he trying to like stand like, I don't got money to fill a whole usual 6ix9ine video. So it's interesting in that way.
Maybe I'll check it out just for the aesthetics prop. But however, I feel like for Young Buck though, we've seen Young Buck deceding in his career deceding for a long time now. You know what I'm saying? Some things that have happened to him is since he's been allegedly caught with a transgender or having relationships with a transgender, being kicked out of G Unit, going battling one of the biggest trolls of the 2000s, within 50 Cent, things like that. And just
legendary rap troll.
Legendary rap troll. So when you have those particulars going on, bro, and then it finally comes up that you broke. I mean, I don't know anything they don't have no Young Buck backwoods. They don't got no Young Buck liquor. He don't got none of that. He doesn't I don't know what he's invested in order for me to see that he has well. And I'm not saying that everybody who invests their money in things needs to have it into something that needs to be displayed. Cash Millionaire was somebody who was able to keep it very simple, but invest in a whole bunch of transportation shit and became a millionaire off of that. So I'm not saying that Young Buck might not be a millionaire in the back door. However, based on what I've seen, and even to the point of like just the more recent YouTube videos, I don't see him having money like that. So I can imagine him being broke. And unfortunately, we will know. The thing about it is when they talk about repoing your teeth, right? Like, shit, only time will tell. Like, so you don't know if he broke. If he come in and it's like, you see Young Buck out there with no more gold teeth, obviously he broke. Like, so it's that simple. It ain't nothing more to talk about. Like, it ain't no, I only did that because I just got tired of it. I thought that was good. I'm trying to get into corporate. 50 talking about putting me in power or some shit like that. Like, no, like you got your teeth repo. We heard the news. It happened. Now you out here with no gold teeth. You regular grill. You know what I'm saying? Hope you got dental insurance.
Hope but now you're saying he got to keep wearing his grill or for people to think that he got money because if he take it out, it's gonna like he got repo.
Anytime somebody see, all they're gonna do if they see him outside with no grill in, he could be eating. He could literally took his shit out, said, "All right, I'm just take it out." Told y'all, look, eating McDonald's. He broke. He broke,
yeah, man.
He broke. No grill. Like, are they gonna steal his grill just so they can be like, "No, look." Like,
I got a question for you following this up, bro. Why is it me or like do only the hype rappers go broke? Because can you name any lyrical rappers that go broke?
I mean, it's been a few lyrical rappers that went broke. I mean, you can even look at someone like DMX went broke at one point.
Was DMX broke, or was he just smoking a lot of stuff? Like,
I mean, I'm pretty sure he was broke, bro. Like at one point, like I'm not saying like he wasn't like extremely broke, but I mean for the contract deals that he was making, he's damn sure wasn't living to the points of beyond the means that he lived beyond his means. So eventually he became broke, and a lot of those guys happen to do that. Like if you're not wise with your money, you could become broke. But yeah, for the most part, it is hype rappers because here's the thing: it's like with anything, if you're only doing it for money. So if you go to a job, bro, and you're only doing it because of the amount of money that you're gonna make, you're eventually not gonna do that shit no more. And eventually, if you don't have no kind of like other plan in place, and because the money's coming in, eventually you're gonna get exhausted of it, and then you're not gonna put that much effort into it. So then you're no longer going to be able to reap the benefits from it. And this is what happens with a lot of musicians, right? Like they'll go out, or artists, they'll go out and they'll make one hit track. And eventually, like they have to keep up this persona that maybe they already like kind of like implemented in their music, whatever. Because a lot of times what happens with music is this. You might have a variety of different albums that you put out, right? And then you go to an A&R, right? And then when the A&R gets to you, they say, okay, they listen to your catalog. They listen to your catalog. They say, all right, out of the songs that we like this one. We can make this a hot single right now. They might basically hit the trash can on the rest of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is cool, but we're going to push this song for a while. We're going to give you this advance. You're going to go ahead and like try to live up to this style that you said in this music. So do stuff that's going to live up to that. This is a quick advance for you to go do that. You get caught up in the hype because you done got this quick little $100,000, $200,000 advance, $500,000 advance, or even $300,000 advance. So you don't went and did all the shit. You don't bought Louis, you don't went and bought Gucci, you done took your bands on trips, you done put in, you can't do it by yourself. So you got to do it with all of your friends, and everybody else got to be with you. So you go and stunt with them, right? So now you done blew all of the bag, but the whole entire time you having fun. Not once have you wrote music because your life hasn't been the same. Because when you was talking about poverty, being broke, now you done been living it up. You can't put the same kind of writing into that you used to have. So a lot of times it's like, that's why real artists, like, real artists will either continue to like give you the same, like a lot of people get at Jay, like, how can Jay keep talking about pushing crack all of these years? We know he ain't been pushing crack, he pushes music because he still got stories to tell you. He's an artist. He's, you know what I'm saying? These stories that he's telling, like even the shit that they eat the trash can on, he figured out a way to rewrite that, or he just continued to be writing. Like never get to the, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like if you win the dunk contest, but never win a championship. Right? It's like, that's all I came here to do is win dunk. All I wanted to be was a dunker. You never worked on no other part of your game. So all you could do is dunk. So all you are, is Aaron Gordon forever.
Yeah. I hear that. I think, you know, I think those are good. Man, why you diss Aaron Gordon like that? Man, he already just lost the game last night. Poor Aaron Gordon. Poor guy. That dunk's incredible though. That dunk was incredible. Like the dunk contest hasn't been lit in a long time, but that Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon dunk contest, that shit was crazy. But I mean, you make a good point. I do think you're right. People be like, all right, if that's how you dress, we're gonna make you do that forever. And it's like, I don't want to do that. It seems like that's what happened with 50. 50 was like, nah, bro, like I don't want to act like the dude that got shot in the streets no more. I want to like make money and stuff. Like, nah, we need you to, I don't want to make music anymore then. So he just stopped doing it. But I watched Young Buck's interview thing with like Vlad TV, and from based on the stories that he tells, he has like really great stories about being with like Cash Money and GU and shit. It's really interesting. But I could see how just based on the way he was talking, it doesn't sound like he was making too many like money moves and investments and things like that. I remember reading an article. To your point, you said that you're not around the hood no more, so you move somewhere else and you start traveling all these places. It's like an interesting like delicate balance, right? Because I saw a Baby interview where not the Baby, but Lil Baby was like, they were like one of those memes like, why hasn't Lil Baby moved to LA yet? And he was like, I feel like if I leave where I'm at, I'm not gonna be around my people no more. I'm not gonna be able to write, and I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna get trashed. So I'm not gonna know what's going on. And it's weird, like you got to do that to keep your music raw, just like Meek Mill left Hollywood song, but at the same time, like, you got to like watch yourself because R.I.P. Nipsey. So like it's a delicate balance of like you like living a life that you're supposed to be living because that's where your music came from versus being like, how removed can I be? If you get too removed, you got to have other investments like Ross. Like Ross ain't in Carroll City Projects no more. Like he's in Atlanta, like at the Wakanda house, like, but just got 1,000 wing stops and 1,000 this and 1,000 that. So that's an interesting dichotomy. The money got to go somewhere else. I mean, that's a shout out to all artists, man, or all people. Like there's got to be something else because whatever that wage is, that shit ain't gonna last forever. It's not. What will last forever is this baby.
Hold on, before you go to that.
Go ahead.
I wanted to say this, and just to end with this, and I want to get into that.
All good.
But you started off this conversation why the lyrical artists happen to maintain more of their income. Yeah. And I look at someone like Kendrick, right?
Yeah.
Like Kendrick, when he first got his big bag, he went and bought like a 4-bedroom house. He didn't go buy a mansion or nothing like that. He went and bought like a 4-bedroom house. I even think of someone like Redman. Redman, I remember when Redman did Cribs and he just had like this regular ass house and things like that. Everybody was laughing about it. But like, honestly, I guarantee if he still got that house in Jersey right now, that shit's worth hella money. And the same thing right now for Kendrick, right? Like Kendrick probably got that 4-bedroom house that he probably got in Inglewood. And because of the way that Inglewood is consistently growing and becoming more gentrified, that house is going to be worth hella money. And now that people know that Kendrick lived there and he's already built, and then he was so able to be so consistent. Well, I wouldn't say consistent, but he's been able to maintain his career as a lyrical god. It gets to those moments where your house becomes even more valuable just because of who you are. And in your worth. So now you got a house that might have regularly sell on the market for 800,000, becoming 1.5 million because Kendrick lived in it.
This is true.
So that those are the things like, so in anyone who listens to this, man, and you ever think like, oh, I want to do something, whether it's rapping, whether it's, any type of art. The thing about it is, even as a comedian, you got to notice, like, you got to stay consistent at that shit. Like you can't get into your first situation, even if in the first quarter, you play your first NBA game and you drop 30 points, but then never drop 30 again. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're only as good as your last game, and you're only as good as your last song. You're only as good as whatever you do that you're trying to be great at. You're only as good as the last time you done it. So you got to continue to put out greatness every time. That's the same thing that we try to do with this podcast. So that's why y'all make sure y'all subscribe right now. But yeah,
straight up, those are bars, man. Those are bars. I preach. Those are bars. Speaking of bars, so two women in a New Jersey women's prison, they got pregnant by a transgender inmate. Yo, so
yeah, that even happened.
You know how it happened. So like, basically, gender is like fluid and swimming and championships. Like we're not allowed to talk about it, but we talk about it. So because we don't really talk about it, and no one's really allowed to say anything about it, like shit like this be popping off. So I'm just gonna ask you, Del, like, is this the new wave? Like, and why I ask them that way is like because this is a delicate situation, and you gotta let people just be whatever sex they want to be because 2022, like you gotta just let people be what they want to be. Is this the new wave? Because if there's not gonna be like different, if there's not gonna be like transgender swimming leagues, there's probably not going to be transgender like jails. So do you think that the government will be like, whoa, hold on, bro. Like we got to just put together a whole other jail? Or do you think it's going to be like, nah, bro, just like respect their choices. If they get some bitches pregnant, they just get them pregnant.
You know what? This was one of those, you're right. That's funny, but I mean, it's one of those situations where it is kind of scary, right? Like you put someone like that, like a transgender female into a male prison, right? Like they raped. You put a man that's a transgender man. That's someone that's trying to be a female, who has decided to become male. They raped. You know what I'm saying? It's all starting at the male prison. I guess it's cool when you're doing it at the prison level, but it like.
No, like, bro, hold on. This isn't the rape. This isn't the rape situation.
I know. This. I know. I'm just talking about. I'm talking about just in general, like the choices that are being made, because like they have to like seeing this right now, like they're probably like, oh, this is crazy, right? Right, because it's not a violence. It's not violence. Like, well, we should make a decision here, to maybe not do this. What eventually happen is this: they're gonna be able to segregate pods, so that they'll say, okay, you're in cell block this because you identify as this, so you'll be around other people who identify as that. They do that now in jails a lot of times with anyone who is like identify as being interested in the same sex. So if you're gay or if you're lesbian or things like that, usually you're supposed to be in a whole nother pod. It just sounds like to me, this was a reckless choice by the state of New Jersey. And I think they tried to do the politically correct thing here, but it wasn't the smartest thing to do. Because they politically thought about this. They thought about, okay, well, we put this young person into this male jail, and I'm guessing that this person must have looked well like a woman. Like I'm just guessing that right now. I'm not for sure, but I'm just guessing. Like for them to be like, because I feel like if it was the dude who won the swim thing, they put him in a male jail. I'm just being real. He's going to a male jail.
Nah, because if you identify as transgender, they can't. If you identify as a woman, they can't make it.
I read in this. I read that was their choice. That whatever you identify as, this is what it is. Yeah. However, him based on his look, her. I'm sorry, Leah. Okay, let's just Leah. Based on Leah's look,
actually, is it they? I think she.
I'm not for sure. However, what I will say is this, and it's not no disrespect. I'm just not for sure. So if you're in the comments and you say, hey, you need to be for sure on this, let me know how it's identified. I'm not for sure. So no disrespect to your community. But however, what I will say is Leah, if Leah, because of the height, the no, for real, like the athleticism, bro. Oh, bro, you can't be like, you know what I'm saying? Because then,
bro, you can't be
you can't be in here. You can't be in here. You don't even, you know what I'm saying? The toilets ain't even made for you. Like, you got to go over there, bro. Like,
it ain't safe, bro.
It ain't safe. Like, you here just swinging around. Like, nah, we can't.
No, but what if, look, depending on how long the woman been in there, what if they're like, nah, we good. We bring him in here. We're good. Like,
you think the women got that much pull in the jail? Like, they in there telling them what come in?
Don't the inmates run the jail?
Bro, they run the jail to a point, but they don't tell who get to come in and who get to come out. Once you in there, once you in the jail, right? If they put you in the jail at night, the inmates gonna run that shit. And through the day, they run a little bit of shit too. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what kind of guard they. But I'm talking about as far as like who's coming in, the inmates ain't got no pull on that. That's literally where the judicial system is supposed to work is best. And it's like,
supposed to do.
Hey, like we can't have him in there. You know what I'm saying? The gray sweat swinging all around, women just going flocking to him because they in there horny as hell. And look, this person was a transgender, so that means this person really liked men. So literally what happened, he might have got raped. You know, impregnated somebody, he might not even been trying to do this shit. He might
have got raped.
She might have got raped. But I'm just saying, like, she just got raped. Like, they was gonna rape her anyway.
Give us this dick.
And then they was like, oh, you got dick? Oh, you getting it every time.
No, it's not ready yet. Like, nah, give me the stick. It's not even supposed to be here. It's here now. And then
dropping the soap. They dropping the soap on purpose and shit. Like, nah, they don't even do that. But no, but it's wild, bro. It's wild.
So wait, so is this so what are they gonna do? So you're saying going forward they're gonna do a different pod thing? Or like
I think my thought is that they should do that. I think that going forward, based on this, because you can't have inmates go in there and get pregnant, bro. Like literally, like
why not?
Come on, bro. That shit's wild, bro. Like already, like because when they get out, you don't even know if they got a home. Like, so now you
got a home.
The ladies that get pregnant.
No, you just put the baby. No, you don't give them the baby. You take the baby.
I know, but why would
populate the earth? Cuz we run a little.
Bro, you gonna fuck that baby up? Like, man, like your daddy, your transgender man, like shit. You was born in jail, like shit like that. Fuck you kids. How do you not know? You don't think they're gonna find out all the shit?
Tell them that. That's why all that.
We know.
That's why Tupac
the baby ain't even born yet, and we know that the baby was born.
That's why Pac ended up living by the gun and dying by the gun, because everybody told me he was born in prison. They should have told Pac he was born at Juilliard with Jada Pinkett. Everything would have been cool in his life. He'd be Will Smith right now. But no, you start telling babies that's born in jail, then they'd be like, damn, I'm from the jail. Don't tell them that. If you have a baby, if the transgender they isn't just knocking up chicks left and right, get them all pregnant, bang, 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 10 pregnancies in a month, take all those babies and then just send them to private school. The end, government paid.
If bruh and they're knocking down, and I'm saying bruh, because at this point right now, if bruh and they're knocking back women like that, bro, he not no transgender. He just played the role. He just put a wig on and just was like, oh, I'm a woman. Put me.
So is that the wave, Dale? Is that the wave?
That might be like, oh, I recognize as a woman because fuck it. Like, I'm trying to go to the woman jail. Like,
what if you're not getting no draws, right? You're not getting no draws for a long time. You're like, bro, I'm not getting no draws. Like, for like years in your life, you didn't get no draws from like 21 to like 34. You're like, bro, I got an idea.
Who is not getting no draws for that long?
Life, bro. Life. Not everybody be out here getting draws, bro.
That's a long ass time, though.
Right? So, like, you not getting no draws for that long, the woman's look at you and be like, man, you know what? Maybe I could just go to the jail. Maybe, you know what? If I went to the jail and identified as a woman and then kept my schlong, I can get there and get all the draws I want. You show up.
See, that should be the requirement. You can't have no dick at all. Like, that's the only way you go to the women's jail. And to go to the men's jail, you got to have a dick.
That's what I think. But you talking about the height. If you're like, oh, well, he tall, she tall, so we wouldn't let him in.
You might be right.
It has to be schlong based.
But I feel like that's still fucked up because look, bro, if you a man in there and you just strong, you still got your man strength. Like at this moment now, like even with that, like what if you just got an oral fetish? And now you don't give a fuck about actually penetrating nobody. You just want to eat pussy. So now you just in there, just recklessly in there, just eating pussy. Now they're calling you the gobbler, the prison gobbler.
What if they're having like a good time? Like, what if it's like a good time? You telling me if
jail is not supposed to be about having a good time, bro. Like, that's never what it's about. The jail is not supposed to be an orgy. Like, jail.
What if you was doing 20 years of life, and then somebody popped up like, hey, that's a woman. She there handing out hella neck. Like, for real, that's crazy. You be getting neck to everybody just getting neck, having a good time in jail. Like, I mean,
you talking about if it's a woman in jail?
If you was in jail. There's a woman in jail just giving out unlimited neck. Like, I'm the neck. I'm giving out neck. I'm forcing neck on everybody. I wouldn't be turned
on by that because if she still got a penis just hanging out, like, even if it's a prosthetic one, like,
you're right. Because if you go to that jail, you got to have the schlong. And you're right. That's wild, nasty.
That's wild, nasty. Like, like they just jacking off while she holding. Like, I don't want to get too descriptive.
Wild.
Yeah, see,
you wild. Yeah,
yeah. See that shit don't sound cool now. When you think about it, Yeah, he was all for it for a second. Yeah,
I was exploring.
No, that's exactly how it happened. You were exploring. That's what you know.
I didn't know that.
You in a female prison.
I said woman. I didn't know she was gonna roll up with the thing. I thought she was gonna just be there with the neck. But you out here talking about, yeah, that's too reckless. They gotta fix this. They gotta fix it.
Now they gotta fix it. Now that your imagination kicked in, now they gotta fix it.
The government got to fix this, man. They can't be out here letting these women get pregnant by this guy, man. Someone's got to stop. Somebody's got to march. Somebody should march and call the woke people. Have them march because this shit can't go on no more.
They sleep on that. They don't give no fucks about that. They look. But I'm telling you right now, if it was the vice versa though, here's the thing. See, if it was vice versa and it was like, okay, female transgender was, you know what I'm saying, not or born a female transgender was placed into a male's prison and was raped consistently, then they would be like, hey,
and she got pregnant.
And she got pregnant. Then it would be like, yo, this shit is wild. We need to quit this shit. But him in there knocking them up, they like, well, I mean, we kind of giving the ladies something to be excited about, right? Like they need to be excited. Like they, like it's bad, but like, nah. Right.
A society go crazy.
It go crazy because it's
patriarchy go crazy. Like, no, like women need it. So that's cool. Like, bro, like that guy can't be in there and smack. No.
Go him, go her. Like, go her. Like, this is wrong. Like, he won't survive in a regular jail. Like, she won't survive in a regular jail. She's not supposed to be in a regular jail. Like, well, I mean, she can't be in here just sexually harassing the other prisoners. Like, it can't just be going down. So, I mean, which one is it? So then and this is literally how the X-Men start. Shit like this is how the X-Men start. Like, you start separating the jails, putting them into special jails. And then next thing you know, they start birthing other motherfuckers anyway. So then you start putting them in the jails like, oh, y'all want to be, hear what I'm saying? This is fucked up. I'm not even going to say this.
That sounds like. It sounds like Jurassic Park. Nature finds a way, and then you just next thing you know, you got Professor X and shit. I get what you're saying. You start having these different jails and different people, and then genetics over the course of evolution. Next thing you know, shit is just wild.
It's wild. It's wild. Next thing you know,
that's all you have. It's just wild. Like how wild.
Last night was mad real.
Last night was mad real, B. What do you mean? It was mad real. I went to that jail. I'm never going to jail again. It was mad real. Ever. I'm never committing crimes. I'm stopping at yellow, nigga. I'm stopping at yellow.
Nah, nigga, they said they going to niggas for jail for running the yellow light, nigga. I'm good. I'm stay here, nigga. Stop, nigga. Look both ways.
Oh man. Let me ask you a quick question before I get to the track of the week. Who do you got for today's games, good brother? Who you got?
So today's games, I think Phoenix is gonna beat the Pelicans. I think Atlanta's gonna beat Miami this first game.
Okay.
And I think those are the only and then you know what? I think actually Chicago shows this game is in Chicago. I think this game is in
Milwaukee, good brother.
Okay. If it's in Milwaukee, Milwaukee takes it. If it was in Chicago, I think Chicago takes it. And I think Brooklyn take this one. First game.
Okay.
I think Kyrie comes out with vengeance. It being in Boston, it's gonna bring back some triggers.
Okay. Even though the Heat are up 16-8 right now, I'm gonna say the Heat smoked the Hawks. but Trae Young for the 45. I'm gonna go with the Bucks as well. I'm gonna go with the Suns by 30.
Okay.
And Nets, Suns, Bucks, Heat. That's where we at. Nets on the road, Suns at home, the Bucks. You know what?
The Bucks are in Chicago?
No, the Bucks are at home. But you know what? I'm gonna go with the Bulls. I'm gonna go against you. I'm gonna go with the Bulls. I'm gonna go against you on this. I'm gonna rock with the Bulls. And then man, that's where we at. I got Heat, Bulls, Suns, Nets. Run it.
All right. So and I got Suns. I said Atlanta, and I'm going with Milwaukee and Nets.
Okay. For sure, man. For sure. Do you have a track of the week for these good people?
No. I've been letting you do the track. You got some makeup tracks that you need to hit up to people. Yeah, look through your list because you got.
Oh man,
come on, man. You got to make it up, man. You got people out there waiting.
Oh, shit. All right, hold on.
This is a great episode for them to get their track, man.
You right. Let me just.
Because if I was gonna pick the track, it was gonna be "We Playing" by Lil Bow Wow. We playing basketball by Lil Bow Wow to bring back the
track.
For the playoffs, because it's playoff season and it's getting to that playoffs, and that song just makes me always think of the playoffs is gonna get popping.
All right, man. This song is this is actually I was supposed to recommend this one a while ago.
Okay.
And this is the last one because the other ones are so far back in the cut I can't find them. But listen, this is a track. I'm sorry for those y'all that got skipped. But look, hey, this is another track from that, man. But listen, this track is fire because I've actually been meaning to recommend this track on my own. And this track had dropped when Drake dropped this surprise COVID album for us in 2020. Well, the video dropped before the album. You didn't know an album was gonna come out, but the video had When to Say When and then Chicago Freestyle on it. And I was like, oh my God. And then he dropped the whole album for us with Deep Pockets open up and then When to Say When in the second part. And the track is When to Say When. If y'all haven't heard the track, if you guys haven't heard the track and you're somebody that like doesn't like Drake, right? But you're somebody that like Jay-Z and you like, I don't really mess with Drake because he overrated. Listen to When to Say When, because I'm gonna tell you this. Of all the beats that they've ever remixed on rap tracks in our lifetime, of all the beats, of all of them, this is the best one that was ever remixed into a full beat. It's complete. It's not sped up too fast. It opens great. It's amazing. When to Say When, it's fire. And it resonates with me, like, especially because he says, register the business in my brother's name, 3,500 in a pocket just to cover things. And something about just like 3,500 in a pocket just to cover things resonates with me. When this song dropped, I was 35, and I was like, just 3,500 in a pocket, like, just like, that's the amount to cover things. So we talking about like some tips or like some quick food, like what, like in high level tips, like an extra jacket, just to cover things for like several hours to cover things. And in my mind, like mentally, that became like a goal. Just have like 3,500 pockets to cover things. And that's not even my money. That's just register the business in my brother's name, 3,500 pockets. He got this bread. And that's not even money. That's just the shit he got to have in case I'm not around so that he can cover that shit because I'm not around, because it's just to cover things. And that just sounds like, that sounds so fly to me. Like, he has another bar on there where he says, I'm starting to question my consciousness. I'm starting to question my consciousness in this bitch. Starting to wonder whether or not compliments are legit. Full time I'm out here confident as a bitch. Like, it's just like, when you start moving in like a way where things are like kind of lit for you, which is like a blessing, people start just saying shit to you. And people start saying shit to you. And I think there's like a thing where it's like, yo, you popping and people start hating on you for no reason. But I think on the antithesis to that, the opposite is like, you popping as well when niggas start complimenting you for no reason. Like, word, now I'm questioning if compliments are legit. Because if you trying to get on, you just trying to get any compliment you could possibly get. When you litty, when you get close, like, hey, nigga, like the way you tie your shoes earlier, That shit was crazy. I've never seen a nigga tie his shoes the way you did the rabbit through the hole. And then I ain't, because the niggas I be around, everybody wear Vans and Velcro, but the way you tie your shoes, cuz, the way you tie, you're like, oh, okay, I must be lit, because I'm not even wearing shoes that require shoelaces. This nigga gave me a random compliment that I don't even deserve. Not only is it a stupid compliment, it's not even for me. So that's one of my favorite songs, man. And shout out to Drake and everyone else. I'm not going to say Drake created this. The first time I probably heard it was Lil Wayne, The Mob in 2005. I just love when people just spit with just no chorus. He just go in for so long. So if y'all get a chance, man, please peep that song, When to Say When, from Dark Lane Demo Tapes, track number 2. That shit dropped in 2020. Drake dropped the album, put the mask on. I mean, I'm not saying he started it, but hey, man, that was the first media image we had of somebody popping, wearing the ski mask. Like, yo, this is just where we at. So yeah, man, that's the track of the week. Thank you About That Time for reminding me, because that was when I seen that, when I was like, oh, I gotta make sure I get to this one. But life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness had me like just, missing shit. So yeah, man, y'all check that out, bro. And give us some feedback on it too if y'all get a chance. Y'all could be anywhere in the world right now, but y'all here with us, and we appreciate that.
Hey, man, if you made it this far, right before you click off, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the 5 stars, and tell people that you love the episode. As well as make sure, if you loved what you heard, make sure you hit that bell so that you can be notified of every episode that comes out. But until next time, just know we here at the Dell and Ryan Report really, 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 really fuck with you. Cue the music.